This is the Huawei Watch Ultimate, Huawei's most premium smartwatch line, and I already reviewed the blue and the black version of the Huawei Watch Ultimate a while ago, and I was really fascinated. I really love the build quality, the features, diving expedition mode, really absolutely great and premium watches. But now Huawei took it to the next level with the green version, because as you can see we have a dual tone ceramic bezel, we have new straps, we have new software features, and also we have a dedicated golf mode. So today in this review I'll walk you through all the features of my favorite smartwatch of 2024.
So guys, there we go. Here's the all new Huawei Watch Ultimate in the green version. And personally, I'm a big fan of, let's call it Hulk watches with a green ceramic bezel and a green watch face. And here we have that mixture of an upper green ceramic bezel with a down white bezel. And yeah, I think it looks really amazing with that green watch face. And also Huawei has included several beautiful looking watch faces that fit the design. I already reviewed the blue and the black version of the Huawei Watch Ultimate, but I think the green version, personally for me, it is the most beautiful one. I think it is absolutely stunning. Now, as the Watch Ultimate is Huawei's top of the line model, it comes of course with various of accessories, and let's have a closer look first before we have a closer look at the watch. Now, inside of the box, you will actually find two compartments. One hosts the charger. So I have the charger right over here. This supports a maximum output of 9 volts, 2 amps, so 18 watts. And also 18 watts is a quite fast charging speed for a smartwatch. So that's regarding the charger, but it comes with much more things. We have 2 straps included inside of the box. So in total, you're getting 3 straps with the smartwatch. First of all, it comes with the titanium strap, which you can see right over here. And it's not only a really beautiful and scratch resistant and very durable strap, it's also a very, very light strap. Now, also here, the lock, as you can see, closes and opens really smooth. So the whole engineering of that strap is really fantastic. It is super easy to take out single parts. And also the gaps here, everything is the same. The whole surface finish, it is just beautiful. So super lightweight titanium. And of course, if you're on the golf course or if you're doing sports, if you're doing real workouts, if you go on a mountain, you don't want to go with a titanium metal strap. That's not that comfortable, and also for the sweat, that's not the thing you take on an adventure. That's why this watch comes with actual 2 straps. First of all, we have a brand new strap, and I want to show you that one here because I really, really like it. Now this, guys, is the industry's first seamless integrated woven strap. Now it's antibacterial, it's water resistant, and it's breathable. And I really tried it out. I soaked it in water. Now it's not that water resistant, it's splash water resistant. If you really soak it, of course it gets wet, but it dries incredibly fast and it doesn't wash out the color or something like that. It seems like really great quality. You also have the metal parts here, so you can adjust it, and it is really an amazing strap. Now it's a green-white dual-tone strap, and Huawei says it should resemble a golf ball shooting across the green. So if you wear that with the watch on the golf course, well, that's an amazing fit. Now, there's also this hydro-generated nitrile rubber strap. It's called an HNBR strap. And this strap here is more for doing workouts if you really sweat a lot. Of course, I tried also this one here for the sweat absorption. It's also quite great, but if you really sweat a lot, if you do heavy workouts, I would really recommend to use the rubber strap, because this one here is so durable, it is super light, and I have no problem that it gets itchy or something like that, even if I sweat a lot. So you get plenty of straps, you get a charger, a little booklet, and this is what you can find inside of the box. And now guys, let's have a closer look at this beautiful smartwatch right over here. So first of all, I want to talk about the materials used, because if you think about the price point, it's actually crazy that they can offer it for this price point. Now the watch dial itself, it is sapphire glass and it's super scratch resistant. The watch bezel is nanocrystalline ceramic with dual tone. We'll talk later about that because it's quite complicated to manufacture this. The front case is zirconium based liquid metal and the rear case is nanocrystalline ceramic. So if you compare this to watches that maybe cost 20,000-30,000 and just come with a stainless steel case, this is crazy. This is a smartwatch for under 1,000 euros, coming with better grade materials than luxury watches. And I'm a real watch addict, and every time I see a watch ultimate, I'm like, how can this be so affordable? Now the sapphire glass here, it is really super scratch resistant. Even if I poke it with really sharp tweezers and if I scratch over it, you don't get any scratches. You can see it here in the reflections of the light. There is actually nothing. So the glass, absolutely great quality. But let's talk a little bit about this zirconium based liquid metal. Now, stainless steel, like for instance used in the Huawei Watch 4, it has a strength of over 275 megapascals. But if we take a look at zirconium-based liquid metal, we're talking about a strength of over 1,300 megapascals. So it's 4.5 times of the strength of stainless steel. The same goes for the hardness. So we're talking here about 480 HV, greater than that. Stainless steel has 170, so if you scratch stainless steel, usually over the time you get a lot of scratches on there and then you have to polish it. But the body here with that zirconium based liquid metal, well, it is super scratch resistant even if you try to scratch it with tweezers or something like that. Yeah, you have a long time with this watch before you maybe need to polish it. And talking about the weight, that's another fantastic thing about the zirconium-based liquid metal. We have a density of 6.74 grams per cubic centimeter, and stainless steel has 7.95 grams per cubic centimeters. So even though that material is harder and has more strength, it is actually more lightweight. And even though it's a big watch, the weight of the watch is not that high and it's very comfortable to wear it. And another important thing, now this is a diving smartwatch. It's waterproof up to 10 ATM, so you can dive with it up to 100 meters deep, and that means it also needs to be corrosion resistant. Well, that zirconium-based liquid metal is also much more corrosion resistant than stainless steel, which is another benefit of that material. And yeah, that's really perfect because the smartwatch can also be used in seawater or freshwater diving, and you just need to rinse it after and you don't need to worry about any kind of corrosion. Alright, now guys, let's talk a little bit about the design. So well, first of all, we have a rotatable crown here, and we have here really again amazing haptic feedback. So you feel a slight and gentle but very well defined vibration when you rotate it and scroll here through the menu, for instance, or scroll through pages in apps. That's really amazing. Also the pressure point here feels really great. We have also two additional buttons here. If you press the left button here, it starts by default the expedition mode, we'll talk about later. And the down button here is also customizable, and by default it will get you to the workout so you can quickly start a workout. Now the weight of the watch without the strap is 76 grams, and we have a 1.5 inch LTPO AMOLED color screen with 466 × 466 pixels, so that is a pixel density of 311. The screen, honestly, it is looking really gorgeous, has perfect viewing angles and can go really bright. So I never had an issue even reading the watch outside in direct sunlight. And here guys, again, we have the sensor just like on the other Huawei Watch Ultimate. So basically, in terms of the sensor and functionality, it hasn't changed, but we have this beautiful new design. Now, let me show you how the strap works. It is so smooth and easy. All you do is just you press, you take it out. The same, we do it here, and we'll just attach the other strap so I can show you how easy that is. And you just snap it in, and it's in there. You see, changing the strap here is really fast. And there we go. Strap is in, so you can change the strap really fast. And to take it out, here on this one, you just press, take it out, and there you go. So however you feel like, you can change the strap super fast, and I really like the locking mechanism. Then the smartwatch also has speaker and microphone. I also did some calls with the watch, working perfectly, so you don't need to take your phone out and doing calls with the watch. Of course, in combination with your phone, it is working really well. But yeah, once again, I'm super impressed by the build quality and also by this ceramic bezel here, which is also very scratch resistant, even if you scratch over it. So the build quality and the materials are really premium. Now, one amazing thing about Huawei smartwatches is always the battery life. Now, the Huawei Watch Ultimate is no exception, and it has up to 14 days of maximum battery life. Now, of course, it depends on how you're using your watch, but everything between 1 week and 2 weeks is definitely possible, as long as you're not using the always on display. Now, if you're using the always on display, you're looking at around about 4 days of battery life, but it really depends on how you're using the watch. But anyhow, I really love it because I don't need to recharge every day, and I can do really proper sleep tracking without putting my watch down to charge it when I'm sleeping. Now, also there are different watch faces, and it comes now with 4 watch faces pre-installed, and Huawei will tell you the power level. So if you have the power level 2, you have some animations and it will drain more battery. Now, if you want to save battery, you should probably take a watch face with a power level of 1, because it's just draining less energy. But well, up to 14 days is possible, but using a preset, for instance, watch face with power level 1. Alright, now let me show you the user interface and how it looks. So if you swipe up from the bottom, you can actually see your notifications in here. And the notifications are just as nice like on the GT5 Pro now. There have been plenty of software updates to HarmonyOS, because the last time I reviewed the Huawei Watch Ultimate is already some time ago. Now, notifications are grouped, they're easy to read, but the only downside is, for instance, if you have images or something like this, they will not open up here in the notifications. You will have to take your phone out. But anyhow, for me that's perfect, because I just want to get notified if there is a message from someone important, and I don't necessarily want to have a screen or an image or something like that on the watch, because even though it's a big watch, the screen would be too tiny for me to type or do something like this. Now, that's the notifications. They're working well. They come in as fast as you get something on your phone, as long as it's properly set up in Huawei Health. Now, if you swipe down from the top, you have your quick toggles. You can go to settings, lock screen. You can drain the water out of the watch. You can use the screen on, which keeps the screen on. You can go to alarms. You can ping your phone, do not disturb mode, and sleep mode, which I use, for instance, for sleeping. Then you have here the time, but everything else is basically off. But the alarms work well also in the sleep mode. And also here there is the flashlight, and let's go. So here, as you can see, you can adjust the brightness, and also now with the new software you can also adjust the color. So for instance, if you're at a concert or something like this, this can be a kind of cool feature. Now if you swipe to the left, you have your smart assistants. So here, for instance, the weather widget, and here music. If we go here to the right, you can see the activity rings. Now it's now past midnight, so for today I'm just sitting here and doing the video. Now here you can see your health cluster, so basically all your health data at one glance, your beats per minute. You can quickly switch here to the applications if you want to have for instance, more information on something like this, like here, the brief exercises. So basically you can quickly go in everywhere to SpO2, something like this. Here we have another weather widget. Here, for instance, workout, here moon phase, that's usually by default. But Huawei has much more if you just tap and hold, and then you can trash some things which you don't like, and you can add new favorites, like here, for instance, training plans. We have here heart rate widget, we have here SpO2 widget, skin temperature, sleep monitoring, stress. So you can have a lot of data widgets in here, air pressure, so customize it to whatever data you want to have here on your home screen. Now to change the watch face, just like I've shown you before, you just tap and hold, and in there are plenty of watch faces, and much more can be downloaded from Huawei Health in the Huawei Health application, so make sure to check that out as well. And Huawei has included a lot of those golf watch faces, and I think they look pretty cool. Now in here we have the menu. I quickly want to show you the settings to so you can see what features are in here. Now this watch does not have eSIM functionality. Even though it's the Ultimate, it doesn't have it, but it gives you great battery life. Now it supports Bluetooth, Bluetooth 5.2, also Bluetooth low energy. So you can also connect headphones to it. If you're running, you can copy music, and then you can just leave your phone and take just your watch and listen to music. And here under more connections, you can connect, for instance, to a treadmill, but it also supports NFC connection, and the default payment app can be set on your phone. Then here we have several display settings, sound and vibration, notifications. You can set a pin for the watch, and the cool thing there is offline maps. So you can download complete offline maps powered by Petal Maps on your phone to the smartwatch with contour lines, so that's pretty amazing. Now the down button, as you can see, this one here can be customized to whatever you want to, but the other button, which is this right over here, this remains for the expedition mode, which we'll check out later. Heart rate data and broadcasts is also supported in here for third-party Bluetooth devices to collect the heart rate data. And yeah, last but not least, we have system and updates, and here about HarmonyOS. And let's have a closer look here at the apps. Now, first of all, we have the stress monitoring. I think we already went through that on all the other Huawei Watch reviews. I'll just quickly show you what's in there. There is also the skin temperature measurement. You have to activate some of them before on your app. Then here you have the air pressure sensor, which is also working fine. You have here your health clovers. Then here we have notifications, so you can also access it here from the menu. Of course, you can set alarms. You have your call log here, which shows the numbers who called. We have here SpO2 measurements. You can have continuous SpO2 measurements, so you don't need to worry about that. It will take the SpO2 measurements without you even noticing, and then you have a graph over your day. You have here also the music, so you can copy music to the smartwatch. Then here we have the heart rate monitoring. It also supports, of course, continuous heart rate monitoring, so it will take a heart rate graph over the whole day and measure your heart rate throughout the whole day. Flashlight, we have here also, of course, a timer. We have the expedition mode. I'll talk later about that, what you can do with it. We have here the workouts, and it supports over 100 workout modes, and it includes also diving and golf. This basically sets it apart from other Huawei smartwatches because it's waterproof up to 10 ADM. And also golf, well, golf is also supported on the GT5 Pro, for instance, which I have right over here. So also in the GT5 series we have the golf mode, but it's also here available on the Ultimate now and in that special golf design edition as well. Then we have activity rings, sleep tracking, weather. We also have ECG. ECG is also working fine. The electrode is the down button here, which you have to press, and then you can start an ECG here. Here is diving, here is golf, also some quick shortcuts, and here also workout status. This is quite interesting because it shows your running ability index for all the people who like to run, and also includes several other things like also ping my phone, remote shutter, and of course ethereal stiffness detection, which also works by using the electrode right over here. Now let's have a closer look at two of the main features of this watch, which is obviously diving and golfing. So let's have a closer look at diving first. Now the watch supports recreational dive, free diving, technical dive, just to use it as a gauge, and also dive tools. So here you can see, for instance, an NDL calculator, deco calculator, apnea training or apnea test is also in there as tools. And for tracking, for instance, let's go to free dive so I can show you how it looks like. And many of those diving watches, they have like screens that are not colorful and bright, so they have more like kind of MIP screens. And here you can choose between seawater, freshwater, or custom. You can set it here, the kilograms per liter. And let's go here, for instance, to freshwater so I can show you how that looks like. So you see the difference here. You have a really colorful screen. The screen changes also to colors that you can easily see underwater. It is also very bright, this screen, so you can easily read it. Now, because the touchscreen is not working underwater, of course, you have to use the buttons to navigate. You can use the rotatable crown, or you can use the buttons here to swipe here basically through the features. Now here you have the main screen with your depth, the meter per seconds you are moving forward, the temperature, the maximum depth, and also the underwater time, of course. Of course, the watch is smart, makes diving safer and easier, and will also tell you, for instance, warnings. For instance, partial pressure too high, you get warnings here on the screen. I cannot show you now because I'm not diving, but anyhow, it is pretty cool. If there's something wrong, watch tells you also. You also have a compass, and here also can see you have a stopwatch for timing. And yeah, then you go back here to the main screen again. If you want to end the dive, all you have to do is just hold and it ends, and there you go. Then you can just stop it. Now, honestly, I was just diving once in my life, so my knowledge about diving is not that strong. Anyhow, probably if you guys are diving, you are probably more experienced than me about those features here. I was reading it also has a hover timer and a decompression feature. So if you're interested into the diving capabilities of the smartwatch, I will leave you some links down below where you can read about it more in depth. Okay, and now the new main feature of this watch, and this is the golf mode. And there are two features in there, and this is the course mode and the driving range. And to be honest with you guys, I just never played golf in my life. Okay, that's not 100% true. I was on a driving range, and this mode is pretty cool, so let me show it to you. So it will analyze basically your swings. It will tell you the swing tempo, the backswing in seconds, the downswing in seconds, and also the swing speed in meters per second for each swing. So it will record that, and you will get here some recommendations, of course, on how to do that. Here's also a swing demo, which basically shows you, for instance, how you do the swing, how you hold the handle. So that's actually pretty cool. But for more experienced golfers, there's actually the course mode, and here it gets super interesting. Now you can download the courses, and for Vienna I downloaded all of them just to try it out. As you can see, here are the golf courses in Vienna. And the cool thing is you can download 3D course effects with over 15,000 global golf course maps worldwide. So wherever you go to a golf course, you can just download it to your watch, and let me show you how that looks like, because it looks fantastic. Now, if you go in here, you can select the T ground. Let's take white for now. So guys, this is how it looks like. So I downloaded the maps. You can see here the map of that golf course. You can also switch here the holes, as you can see. So let's take, for instance, this one here. And the cool thing is the watch, of course, has GPS. It will show you your position. It will show you the distance to the hole and everything like this, how far it is here in yards, for instance. And also, if you put before the game in Huawei Health the shot distance for each of your clubs in there. It will also tell you with the AI caddy which club you should use in order to get the ball there, as far as I understand. And I think that is pretty cool. So you have some companion on your wrist that gives you recommendations on which club to use. Also it has, for instance, here, if you go down here, a slope detection. So it analyzes also here the ground, as you can see. It tells you the wind speed and also the distance. So I just imagine this is really scientific. Now, to be honest, I never played golf in my life, so I don't have too much information about that, but you see it's pretty cool. It tells you, the green, 354 yards this direction. Also the wind speed, you have the slope detection here. Here you can also touch on there, distance. And here, as you can see, you see the bunkers and you can switch here between the holes. So this is what it is. There's also a usage guide in there and you can easily also switch between courses, and you have also afterwards your whole statistics in Huawei Health about your golf course. And that's really kind of cool. If you want to have more information on that, I'll leave you some links down below to check it out. Now, I'm probably not the most experienced person to talk about that because I never played golf before in my life, but I can just imagine that this is really cool. And the AI caddy is exclusive to the Huawei Watch Ultimate, so that's also a feature. If you want to have that, you should have a closer look at the Huawei Watch Ultimate. Now, another thing that's probably important to the guys who play golf is your records, and you can record your puts on the scoreboard feature. And that means at the end of every game, you can review a complete scoreboard of your full game. There is also the option of a half scoring report, and you can of course also share those results to your social platforms and, for instance, share it with your friends. Now let's come to my favorite feature, and this is the expedition mode. So for people who already watched reviews on the Huawei Watch Ultimate, you will say, well, it's not something new, but there is something new in there. So the expedition mode is absolutely great if you go to the mountains or if you go somewhere to the wilderness and just want to explore. You have here two options of your display. So you have here that orange tone, so high contrast for the dark. And here the regular colored display. It will show you waypoint distance, waypoint average speed, and you can set markers. This is pretty cool because those markers are basically waypoints that you can set, which you also see later in your summary. For instance, where you explore something, where you find a nice spot, you can mark it with those waypoints. In the expedition mode, it will reduce it to all the critical data like altitude, heart rate, time, kilometers. You also have now colored maps in there with contour lines. You can download them to your watch. Now on the blue and black version of the Huawei Watch Ultimate, this will be delivered with an OTA update because by default this was not in there. But now you have full colored maps with contour lines in there, so perfect for exploring. Other than that, information includes SpO2 and the air pressure, but as you can see, it's kind of basic in the expedition mode, but it's really cool for exploring because you can mark those waypoints and also you can navigate back to any of those waypoints or back to the beginning if you get lost. And I'll show you now that feature, how it works together with a quick GPS test of the watch. So let's go outside, let's try it out because I'm super excited about it.
So guys, we're now going for an outdoor cycling. Now to start the workout, I simply press the down button, go here to outdoor cycle, and let's see how fast it finds a GPS fix. So you should move to an open location just to get the first fix. It already has the heart rate data. And there we go, less than 30 seconds to find a GPS fix, and now we can go to start the tracking. So we're now here on that point, which is 3 kilometers. Now the watch is showing 2.96. My bike is showing 3.1, if you can see that. So it has a kilometer count built in. So I would say plus minus 100 meters at 3 kilometers. That's pretty top. We'll now go the way back and go all the way to that mountain in there, because there is a forest where you don't really have a
good GPS connection. So let's see how that expedition mode is holding up there. So guys, we now arrived here at the forest. I stopped now the normal workout and we're going to start an exhibition. So let's try it out, and we press the button here to start the expedition mode. And what can you see here? So first of all, you can see the time. You can see distance between WP, I guess it's waypoints, and waypoints average speed. You can see the time your battery left, and you can see sunrise, sundown. So you can now also set waypoints or markers. So this is pretty cool. If I press the mark button, it uses the GPS, and that was really fast, to get a GPS signal and set a marker. We'll set now a marker here at the entry of the forest. And if we swipe down, you can see here the altitude, heart rate, and here you even have the colored maps. So this is pretty cool for navigating. You can zoom out and in here with the wheel. And as you can see, we're here at the beginning of the forest and we're now going in the forest. But guys, why is this expedition mode actually cool? Now you saw me doing waypoints, so markers. So while you're exploring something, for instance, you find something in the forest. Now, this is a World War II forest, there's a lot of bunkers, and I never remember the position. On the watch, I could, if I find it, just set the marker, and then if I want to revisit, it will, just, show me the position. Now, anyhow, also if you get lost, you can use the waypoints to navigate back. And this even with colored maps powered by pedal maps. I will show you that later. But I think it's really cool because you can just go and explore in any kind of area you have never been before. And guys, the cool thing about that is of course also that you get a full summary of your expedition after in Huawei Health. And I want to set a waypoint here because, guys, check this out. Here we have some concrete. So here was something from World War II, also there behind. And yeah, this was actually what I was searching for. So I'll mark this position. And you should move to an open area, of course, because we have trees here. But let's see if it gets the marker. Okay. Yeah, we have it. Perfect. It just took a little bit longer, but even in the forest here, we got the marking. So let's just imagine you get lost. Now we're here in the forest. There's one way, there's another way that goes in two ways. There's a way here, there's a way here. But let's imagine you have no clue on how to get back after a break. Now with the watch, that's not a problem at all. You just go here to the maps and then you tap in there and then you can backtrack. It will actually track you back to the starting point, which is pretty cool. You can also navigate to certain waypoints you marked. So you just touch the waypoint, you get the coordinates and you can press navigate. All that is powered by pedal maps in color, and you have a compass in there, which makes navigating easy and just shows me that the way I came from is actually there. So that's pretty cool, looks amazing, and if you get lost, that's a great help. Now it's also great to mark viewpoints. Now in the wide angle camera it probably doesn't look that beautiful, but here is such a beautiful viewpoint. So I'll set another waypoint here and should be faster because it's kind of open field here. Now let's see. Also takes a little bit of time, but just stay at one location for 30 seconds. We give it a real name this time and we say what is cool, like top. Call this the top of the mountain because it's beautiful here. And now we go back through the forest. So guys, we're out of the forest and yes, pretty cool because I always take another way, I always get lost in there. But you can always, track your route and waypoints, and that's pretty cool because the next time you can take a different way and document what you found on those ways. And especially exploring some bigger areas of forests, I think it's really cool to keep track.
Alright guys, so now let's try out the golf mode. Now I cannot go to the golf course because I don't have a membership, but we can try out the driving range, and I have here some golf clubs and we're going to give it a try. So the watch is now in the driving range mode. Let's go and let's check it out. So if you have a look at this, I tried it out before, it's working really fine. Here you can see your stroke, so the number of your stroke, the swing tempo, backswing in seconds, downswing in seconds, and the swing speed in meters per second. And let's try to do some swings and I'll tell you how that works. And the watch vibrates. You see stroke number 8, it detected it. You have all the data in here. And you also get a rating. Now, I only managed to go into green once, so I don't know, I'm probably too bad for this. That's a solid 1.9. Guys, I really suck at golf. There we go. That's a 2.1, not too bad. But as you can see, the driving range mode is working with all the sensors in the watch. You get indications of your speed, etc. Kind of nice. And together with the GPS in the watch, you can just go to the golf course and rock and track your skills. So pretty cool.
So guys, we're now back in the studio and let's have a closer look at Huawei Health. I'm presenting you this on an iPhone to show you that you don't need to have a Huawei device, you don't even need to have an Android device. Huawei smartwatches also work great on iOS, and Huawei is pushing that even further because they also push now a new application, Huawei Health Europe. Now Huawei wants to focus also more on Europe, especially also with the in-app content. This is why you can find 2 Huawei Health applications. So if you're from Europe, make sure to download the Europe application. So in here we have the exercise records. Let's check this out. Now we went here for the outdoor cycle, and this is my usual route. Detects the route fine. The kilometer count was also quite consistent to the kilometer count on the bike, plus minus 100 meters. So GPS performance seems quite good. And also exactly here in there, we started our expedition. And we can check out the expedition, how this looks like. And I think this is so cool. It shows, of course, straight lines between the waypoints because for open field navigation. We didn't go straight lines, obviously, but it the GPS performance is quite good because here I left from the way to go a little bit inside the forest to see that concrete thing. Here I was exactly here a little bit down where those things cross. Here also I went away from the way to go inside here, and here I was exactly on that corner to look over the fields of Vienna. So GPS performance, even in the forest, looked really, really good. And the cool thing is, from all your exercises that include some distance, you have a dynamic tracking. So basically, you get a little video that you can even share to social media, something like that. The same also for golf with your scoreboard. And I think Huawei is doing that really good because this is without any additional costs. This is basically included, and I think that's kind of cool. So the expedition mode is also really cool because I see exactly what I marked there, and I can easily always find back to my waypoints if I want to go there again. Other than that, Huawei Health includes a lot of things like now premium courses, and all of this is now also more tailored to Europe. You have here heart rate, sleep data, all those things in there. I went so many times already through Huawei Health, so if you want to have more information on what is all in there, make sure to check out my other videos. Now here, as I've told you before, in golf you can set your clubs in here. So for instance, the number 1 wood, how many yards you can do with that, you just put everything in there, and then the AI caddy can give you recommendations based on that data. And here's also that course map. So in there I downloaded basically all the golf courses from Vienna, and you can of course search for other cities where you're going next and already download the golf courses to your smartwatch. So that's pretty cool as well. Other than that, well, you have plenty of things to discover now. You see Pilates with Pamela Reif, so also some very local things in there, training plans, but those are all VIP features where you of course have to pay a monthly subscription. The iOS compatibility is already great. You can set your notifications, you can download watch faces. There are only some minor things not on there on iOS, and this is basically the app gallery to push additional applications, which I'll just show you in a second, and the Huawei Wallet application, which you can find in here. So this is basically missing, but the rest of the functionality, also firmware updates, etc., is working perfectly fine on iOS. So you can also use the smartwatch if you have an iPhone and don't need to be scared that you need a Huawei device. You have 99.9% of the functionality, and it's getting much better. Now I want to show you the difference when you're using a Huawei device compared to an iOS device in terms of the functionality. So for notifications, you have on a Huawei device multiple options on how to reply, for instance. You can use quick replies, which you can also see here, like okay, yes, no thanks, great, whatever. You can also use a keyboard, and the keyboard is pretty cool, so let me show you. Here I can have, for instance, a normal full-size keyboard and type my replies, or you can use also here speech to text, to text back. This is not working on iOS devices. Also, if you check out the Huawei Health application, you have more functionality in there. You have the app gallery. The app gallery allows you to push additional apps to the smartwatch. And as you can see, there is, for instance, a new camera app, different calculators, some games. There's also eSound for streaming. You can also update the apps in here. I can install update, for instance, pedal maps just here over this app. And also here, you see this app gallery here already hosts much more applications like the last time I reviewed. So they always add some little nice gadgets and applications in there. And also in here, you have the wallet. The wallet functionality is also not included on iOS yet, but yeah, that are basically the main differences when you're using a Huawei device. But nevertheless, it's also working great on iOS. You're just missing out of a couple of features. So guys, we're now here at the end of this review, and honestly, I think this is the most premium smartwatch I had ever in my hands. From the materials to the design, but also to the features. Now we have golf, we have the expedition mode, we have diving. So it's basically for real extreme sports. It is super durable. It has a strong battery life and performance, and also all day health management. Especially the whole craftsmanship, the ceramic bezel, it's really something I can just say, I don't know how they can make such a watch for that price. Honestly, very impressive. Now, if you're interested in the Huawei Watch Ultimate, I will leave you also links down below in the description so you can check it out. I'll also leave you some more information on the things I couldn't answer that well, like about golf and diving, because these are not really sports I do. But anyhow, just to let you know that the watch supports those features, I think is already important. So if you're interested, dive deeper in there and have a closer look. It's absolutely worth it. So as always guys, big thanks for watching. I'm Steven from Tech Magnet and I'm signing out. Have a nice day and bye.